Hey folks, it's Johnny Flynn, and we just started our online donation program, and our first guy out of the gate was from Westport, and he gave us $50. He's stellar. I'm not going to mention his name, but there's more topics than you can talk about, and we are spiraling down into problems we haven't faced, problems we never thought would occur, but there's so much evidence out there, so much, hey, conspiracy theories. I'll go there. That's great stuff. You can look online and find article after article. Here's one. Biden wants to put 4 million acres in farmland in reserve, added to the 21 million already there, to make 25 million acres unavailable, borrowing money to make farmland unavailable to farmers, reducing their income, and in many cases destroying the crops. And yes, it's widespread. It's in Nebraska, all over the place. And let me put up a map of what Bill Gates owns. This is the acreage that Bill Gates has purchased in the last few years because Biden wants to buy 1.6 million square acres of farmland in the Green New Deal. Passed with borrowed money we don't have, so we're creating a food crisis. Yes, we are. There are countries that are in poverty. There are cities in the United States with escalating food costs, which is leading to increases in crime. It's that simple. Guys that can't provide for their family take their handgun out and rob a store. Rob people of money, drug dealers, robbing people. And some drug addicts are just basically living on buying drugs, not food. Many of the food stamps in Connecticut can be sold for 50% to get the cash value to turn around and buy drugs. That's a problem that needs to end. And if you haven't noticed how much sugar these welfare recipients buy, look in the shopping cart. Coca-Cola, 32 grams of sugar. Mountain Dew, Sprite, cane sugar, donuts. We should change these laws to make them buy fresh salmon, even if it's farm raised. But when you look at the facts, I want to show you this video. It's quite disturbing. And that's too bad. Here we go. I hope it's playing. There it is. Let's play it. Here we go. Sound.
Dad mentioned it to me. He's worked in the agriculture industry for over 40 years. This year, farmers are being offered 1.5 times the value of their crops to destroy them. They're also being told by the federal government they will not receive subsidies for farming if they refuse to destroy their crops. What does that mean? That means that the farmer cannot afford to provide you with food based upon the taxes the government is levying on him if the government doesn't in turn give back his tax money to provide you with food.
So the farmers are forced...
Kind of a fucked up system, but that's how it works. And, well, they're not going to subsidize them if they don't destroy the crops. They'll pay them more than what it's worth, and they want them to destroy it, and they'll still get their subsidies. They're trying to create a food shortage. We've got 8 months to get our own food supply, or we're probably going to be facing mass starvation.
Watch all these cars. There's two lanes you got to see.
The government is paying farmers to destroy their crops. And the simple answer to that is... yes, they are.
Initially heard about the government paying farmers to destroy their crops, I thought it was a load of bullshit. Well, lo and behold, we received our destruction notice the other day. So basically there was two options on how to destroy the crop. The government could fly on Agent Orange, or we could manually destroy the crop ourselves. But we put too much blood, sweat, and tears in it to let them destroy it, so we decided to manually do it ourselves. Basically it said if we used a lawnmower to destroy the crop, we could receive an extra $600 an acre. Something about the low carbon footprint or something. So that's what we're doing.
I got my letter yesterday.
Well,
the letter asking you to destroy some crop. Along with the letter, I had to sign for a certified package, which
certified letter.
These two binders, and then of course this 3-ring binder on how to properly dispose of your crops. And as you can tell, it's on government paper. And as you can tell, this here is the affected area in my section of the county. Closest town, and of course you can't run away where you live. So from the county tracts, then they break it down into these individual farm tracts that you have to destroy. And you can see the crop or the field.
Pretty convincing propaganda.
This is the second machine that I dropped off here for the local farmers. Just want to show you a little bit of each drum. You got 4 of these drums, 2 on each side. Now you can imagine the damage they can do, not counting the blade which you can set down. So this will be the first field that we take care of. So what we're going to do is mash everything in the ground, and then I'm going to go pick up some steel plates, lay them across the road plates, so we can get the machines over there, start on that farm. So the farmers got paid by the government. I don't understand what it's all about, but they got paid. Now they hired us to come in here and just destroy whatever we can. I don't understand how it all works, but we're already paid for a certain amount of time. You can hear the first machine already running out there. But when you hear them farmers saying they're getting paid to destroy everything, they ain't bullshitting y'all. Y'all better start paying attention.
Well, what you saw right there ought to concern you. I was doing exactly what I was told via a letter I got last night in the mail from the Department of Hydrocarbons. They said in order to stabilize oil prices, they need a bunch of oil just dumped. Food. And not dumped on the market, just dumped on lease roads and field roads and things like that. So I'm hooked up to that oil tank, going straight into my truck to get rid of it. Well, I'm going to get fined if I don't get rid of it, they said, so that prompted me to call District Selectman Tony Deloge and ask him about this letter. He said he didn't know much about it, but he would suggest that I follow whatever it says, so here we go. You know, these are some serious times right now. Since January, oil prices have been through the roof. I'm seeing more and more farmers on TikTok saying that the government's paying them to kill their fields. Agent Orange, I saw a guy with a lawnmower mowing down beans, getting paid to do it. They're controlling food. Now they're going to control energy. I don't understand why this is going on. But I tell you what, if they control food and they control energy, what freedom do you have left?
Man, isn't this something?
I'm sorry about the music, I'm going to recap. This is the container that was in the video yesterday, and we have unloaded the container. Freight is sitting at ports. It is not moving, and we're talking ports around the world. Now, the freight that was on this container was shipped 37 days ago. This is that freight behind me. Somebody is intentionally hindering freight from moving back and forth. There are ports that are stacked. The directive is let it set. Let it set. I reached out to my largest customer, this customer, and that's what I was told. That the directive is let it set. We are definitely going to experience shortages, the likes of which you have never seen.
$96.
They're trying to keep me quiet. I need you guys to blow this up and stop scrolling. Control the food supply, control the people. This is what's happening. This is the truth. As a 4th-generation farmer, I'm hearing cries across the United States. The Biden administration introduced the 30-30 bill, saying that it is a climate change bill, a conservation bill. But if you look deeper, and if you really research what they're trying to do in Nebraska, it is disgusting. Why the hell does the government want 1.16 million acres in Nebraska? Because 97% of Nebraska is privately owned, so they're taking from farmers and ranchers and hardworking Americans. Wow. And by 2030, they want to take 680 million acres across the United States, kill family farms, control the food supply, control the people. Are you guys ready to stand up?
So one of the things we're going to be talking about this week is the apparent fresh food shortage that's going to hit Europe and the UK over the next few weeks and months.
My. Let's fast forward. There's some lady I want you to see. Oh, check this one out. This is a good one too. Let's end it at this.
I have some breaking news. So, right now the federal government is offering farmers 1.5 times the amount that their crops are worth to destroy them. I know it sounds crazy, but just look it up. Don't use Google because they filter your searches. Use DuckDuckGo and you'll be able to find reliable information about this. Anyway, and if the farmers refuse to do this, then that same government will refuse to give them subsidies. I truly believe they're creating a food shortage, or they're going to. Can't prove it. Just look into what I'm saying, make up your own mind, but just to err on the side of caution, get some food, dried food, get water.
Look into what I'm saying. Make your own mind up. But look at the facts. That's where we're at in Connecticut, folks. I just sent murder evidence to Paul Forensic, Stanford State's attorney, who has refused to meet with me over 15 times. So, we have issues that we need to hold the line on. Hold the line. Yeah. One day I may not be on channels, but that's a risk I'm willing to take. And I want to thank the first digital donor who sends me articles all the time. And they're excellent. Every single one is excellent. I try to share everything I get, but like today I got 10. I have 30 from one guy. I can't share them all, and this isn't part of it. We're working on another topic now, which I have him working on, and he's a media guy. We have a media guy in Connecticut who's helping Republicans. We have more articles than we could ever use because of the platforms that block it. Keep in mind this, folks. If we don't post and share, it's moot. We're not going to get to the finish line. There's some things we're working on that are super important. One of the next stories we do is Gina Crisanti. You've got to watch it when it comes. We're working on it. It's gigantic. We have cases like the Stephen Barrier case. We're trying to get Candace Owens to debate it. She's from Stanford. We're trying to get her to debate it with the two lovely Congress ladies running from Florida and Baltimore. If that happens, we will get enough views to launch the 20-something television shows coming. One has to do with just voter fraud. You can call up and on video talk to the national audience about how your vote was taken away from you. It's about the food. It's about controlling oil. Why would Biden close the U.S. pipeline and allow the Russian one? Makes no sense. 100,000 jobs out of the gate. 100,000 jobs that you can't pick up. You can't retrain these people that easily. They're line workers in installing pipeline. Okay, they're not, solar technicians to put solar panels on your roof. That in of itself is not easy to do. Okay, I know these things. We need to go after these congressional seats all day, every day, till we get them all, and we can preserve what we have. Because right now, do you know what people are saying about Congressman Jim Himes? He's my congressman. Do you know what they're saying about Bob Duff, Majority Leader of Connecticut? He called me yesterday, a robocall. He's having a 7 o'clock meeting tonight on a phone voter app. I pray to God he does call, and I get on that call, because I have a question for him. I'll put it out there now, and I'll share it with him now. It's about Oyster Shell Park. If in 1993, I plead to Bob Duff right now, pleading to Bob Duff, my Senate Majority Leader in Connecticut, I am asking you, please, very politely, if you know about the contamination at Oyster Shell Park, which I can put online right now from 1993, they discovered VOCs and SVOCs, multiple types of PCB. I have the names. The main one is anochlor 1254. This is an email I wish I could share with you, but I'm not allowed. I can prove what I'm saying by the study. I have the study, okay? But when you look at alpha chloridade, do you know what that is? I tried to find out. It's disturbing. Do you know what gamma chloridade is? Those two ingredients were found at Oyster Shell Park in Norwalk, Connecticut. Now, signs just went up this week. You are not allowed to walk your dog there. Why? It will kill your dog. Now, if you look at my YouTube post number 188, I interviewed a woman with 3 babies walking her dog at that park about 2 years ago. I said to her, please, Erica, she lives next door to me, okay? She's got 3 babies. I said to her, please, do not walk the dog here. Go home and let him sit on the couch with those babies. She's like, tell me, what's going on here? Watch the video, number 188 or 189. Actually, one's a fisherman. The next one's a fisherman who's fishing in the poison water of Norwalk, where there are contaminated, buried cells in the river that the walk bridge is about to dig up and unleash on the oyster beds of Norwalk, Connecticut. Look at Hoyt Island. Look at Hoyt Island. Look at Manresa, 125-acre coal dump. It's the largest coal ash dump in North America. It's a quarter mile from my house. Coal ash is radioactive. It's right on the oyster bed. They dredge right there in Shorefront Park. They pile it in the salt marsh. They're putting it in a gigantic dump off Norwalk Harbor where 600 boat clubs and a total of 600 municipalities like Harrison, like Mamaroneck Harbor, like Stamford Harbor, take their known dredging material and dump it off Norwalk. King Industries of Norwalk has a permit to dump chemicals in the Norwalk River. The Norwalk Hospital has a permit, so does the city of Ridgefield, to dump contaminants in the Norwalk Harbor. I'm at 18 minutes. These are policies of Jim Himes, Richard Blumenthal, Chris Murphy. They all know about the 100-page study because they got a copy of it. I have a copy of it. Why is Chuck Schumer yelling at Senator Chris Murphy that Connecticut has destroyed Norwalk's water harbor? Norwalk's dredging material dump is filtering through the Long Island Sound, ruining our food source, folks. So when you see this woman standing in a Nebraska farm commenting about how the crops are being destroyed, crops they could give to third world nations, just give it away. They're not doing that. No, they're destroying them. They're destroying everything they touch to create a food crisis, to create an oil crisis. They understood that the Taliban operates based on heroin in Afghanistan. They understand that. It's been happening for 20 years. Of course they understand we have an open border. We're bringing in refugees now at an alarming pace. 110,000 in a week. 110,000 in 1 week. Why? They're not necessarily what you think. They're certainly not what you're being told, because they don't even know. If you don't spend your time watching these Senate hearings, you're not going to know. So, I need you to vote for me to save Connecticut, to stop Connecticut from ruining the entire continental United States, the Northern Hemisphere, as a matter of fact. We can save the Northern Hemisphere. That's what we can do. But you need to send me $50. Yes, I need to put a sign in everyone's yard. Why? Don't you do the research yourself? Aren't you helping me help you? Obviously you're not. If we don't start getting some substantial money, we're not going to be able to educate the people we need to get the vote of. Hartford, New Haven, Waterbury, Bridgeport. If I told you there were 3,000 Republicans in Hartford out of 125,000 people, would you believe me? Well, you should. Why aren't our Russians living in Hartford signing up to be Republicans and voting? You should ask some of our Albanians, some of our Romanians. I did a job in Bridgeport 2 weeks ago for a Romanian guy. Lovely guy. Won't do a video. Too scared to do a video. And he's an American. He's married to an American. They just sold their house in Romania. They're tight. We're tight. I know his father-in-law very well. His father-in-law, Mr. Lewis, in Wilton, Connecticut, I think he's about 90. He's friends with Richard Blumenthal, but he's voting for Johnny Flynn. I can guarantee you that. Have a great day. We got to convince Democrats we know to support better candidates. Watch my Richard Blumenthal video from 2 days ago. He owns a Chinese radio station, portion of a Chinese radio station, Chinese television. He has investments in Chinese malls near Disneyland in Shanghai. And I wonder, this entire time he's been beating the drum about Trump's Russian collusion. It was Hillary Clinton's collusion. Hillary went to college with Richard Blumenthal. Blumenthal brought James Comey down from the Hartford FBI to obstruct justice in the Hillary Clinton email investigation, in the Hillary Clinton Global Initiative Foundation investigation of Rostec. And Jim Himes, here we go, let me say it, he's on the Intelligence Committee in the Congress. He is in charge of false information, disinformation, collecting bribes from Bank America. You can bet your bottom dollar he knows exactly what was his name? Let me see if I can Google it. Let's Google it together. Here we go. Jim Himes murdered assistant. Former Jim Himes Intern. Here we go. Well, let's see what it says. This is the guy who did it. Kevin Sutherland. I'm heartbroken by the tragic loss of an intern, staffer, and wonderful friend. He was stabbed 39 times, folks. Not for his wallet. He's another Seth Rich. Google Seth Rich. Let's talk about it. Let's debate on debateattorney.com about Seth Rich. I bet you don't know half the facts you need to know, because Hearst is in charge of the media in Connecticut. They are keeping you in the dark. Ask Jason Ferraro. Have a great day.